Also on the telecast with me is senior economist Sharad Kohli. And Sharad, how could this translate into Chinese then having to take a backseat with perhaps the people in Gwadar, the people in Balochistan more accepting of United States and its investment programs, investment initiatives in Gwadar?
Well, Megha, it seems like a fight for supremacy, in that particular region. I loved what Ambassador Mukherjee said, localitis, and I wonder, while suffering from localitis, they may catch Pakistanitis, there could be a new disease which the ambassador may catch while being there. Well, I think as far as I am concerned, Megha, I don't really see what this ambassador was trying to do. Was he trying to dethrone China from there as a trade partner, as a CPEC partner? Having seen the opportunity when the Chinese are getting attacked, as Ambassador Mukherjee also confirmed, that Chinese are under attack, they are getting killed, and the Chinese government is upset with Pakistan. We all know that. They are not very happy with Pakistan. So the whole CPEC corridor has come to question mark. In fact, if you ask me personally, I feel CPEC corridor may have to be dropped in between, and it may be a failure, it may become redundant. Whatever work has been done may be a waste of time, effort and money. Now, I think this American ambassador probably was trying to take advantage of the situation that if they don't like Chinese, okay, well, we are on a trade war, we are on a cold war with China. So here we are, to help you, and we'll see that this port is developed. So I think Pakistan is being used, if you pardon me for saying that, by the two, China so-called superpower or US. It is being used by both of them because strategically we all know, I think Major Sehgal would agree with me, but we all know that, strategically it's got a very good location, both from a geopolitical perspective and from a trade perspective. All the trade routes which go from India, which go from South Asia, somewhere they have proximity to the Pakistani Gwadar port, or sometimes the shipping lines also halt at Gwadar port. So I think this is the strategic advantage with both the countries are trying, and this was the reason why China at the first point had shown interest in CPEC. Do you think China was trying to do charity on Pakistan? The answer is no. China had very clear vested interest in developing this corridor. It was trying to counter India. It was trying to bypass the Indian route, trying to create an alternate shorter route by which it becomes more cost effective. So I think with the Chinese venture almost entering a failure zone, I think the American side is trying to take advantage. Although I would add there, I think Ambassador Mukherjee will have to ratify. I'm not sure, Ambassador Mukherjee, that how much of authority the American ambassador had to go and say that, okay, we are here to help you, or if he was doing it strategically, then yes, he had probably the authority from White House or the American administration. But if they are trying to do that, I think Balochistan province, Balochistan people, Balochistan, port authorities, they are going to be in utter confusion. Now, do we support Chinese? Do we support Americans? Who's going to be of ultimate help to us? The fact of the matter is that Balochistan Janta, Balochistan Awam is in absolute distress. We've heard calls from Balochistan pro-India. They want to join India. They want to make sure they want India to come and help them. We've heard that so many times. So I think it's utter confusion as of now, Megha. Okay. Unless something concrete comes out, I don't really see anything coming out of this ambassador's visit, at least in the short term.
Okay. Major against the infrastructure projects and against the Chinese engineers as well. So Sharad, economically, how is it viable? How viable is it for the Americans to set base, to set up their plants? And could this be an opportunity for India to then support the US investment? Because we very well know that there can only be one monopoly, whether the Americans or the Chinese.
No, you see, I mean, when it comes to investing in Pakistan, Megha, I mean, we all know the condition of Pakistan economically speaking. Take any economic parameter, inflation is over 30%. Pakistani rupee vis-a-vis dollar is over 300. Petrol and diesel over 300. No foreign exchange reserves. Rampant unemployment, rampant poverty. People don't have essentials, the industry is not working, the government employees not getting salary, there are no tax collections. It's an absolute economic chaos. Now, to answer your question, why I said all this is because there is an inbuilt answer in this, that why would me as an investor would like to park my money for that matter, if I was really looking for a return on investment, if I'm looking for some kind of profits to be made at a later date, or probably my investment value doubles in some time now, or whatever, none of that is there in Pakistan. So the only reason I'm glad that Ambassador Mukherjee supported my view that the ambassador probably did not have the authority to go there, and he was suffering from localitis, just being fond of what is happening locally, just to show that I'm very involved locally. See, I'm part of Pakistan now, trying to make a point to people and back home that how well he has gelled in the local environment. So, but for a moment, even if I assume that he had the authority, by what is he trying to do? I mean, you are trying to develop a port with which probably China was trying. As far as your question on India is concerned, unless there is a clear referendum in Balochistan, Megha, for supporting India, if India has got a strategic advantage, and we should not forget a very important point here, that only a couple of days ago when G20 was over, this new railway and shipping infrastructure declaration has been made as part of the Delhi Declaration. We all know that India, UAE, Saudi Arabia, supported by America, are trying to develop an alternate trade route to beat China's so-called BRI project, So they are trying to beat that. So in this situation, this ambassador is trying to create a third route. There is one BRI, there is one Indian, the Delhi Declaration part, the big infrastructure boost which trade is going to get to compete with China, which China is trying to, immorally at times trying to create routes which is aimed at beating the other country, which is aimed at harming the other country. I think this Delhi Declaration was very important. So was this ambassador trying to counter the Delhi Declaration or override the Delhi Declaration? Okay, we are here to support your Gwadar port. Unless the Gwadar port was part of the investment which America is planning. But having said that, I must add here that American investors, so that I know, Megha, they are very shrewd investors. They would never put a single dollar until and unless they see a clear return somewhere down the line in not too distant future. I must tell you that. And with a country as disturbed as Pakistan, with a country as chaotic as Pakistan, country as, I would say a disintegrating nation, gradually disintegrating, why would I like to invest unless I have a clear political mandate and I see a clear political roadmap that probably this is the area we may be able to control? And for the same reasons, Megha, to answer your question, India would also not want to venture into Balochistan for now. But as for America, this is a clear move to counter China, Megha. I don't think there is any ROI at this moment that, to counter China, just do whatever you can, because there is a clear Cold War which is emanating now between China, the iPhone thing which happened in China. It may small thing, but it's a very, very big deal because China is clearly sending the message, and I think America is retaliating by way of such moves in case this ambassador, Megha, had the authority at all to visit that place.
I completely agree with you. Now, absolutely. I'm out of time, but I thank all of you for joining me on the telecast and sharing your views. All right.